Welcome to the Spoiler Cast / Movie Club review of Split and Unbreakable.
Welcome to the Make Movies Great Again podcast, the only show in the universe with the sole mission of destroying cynicism at the box office. Here are your hosts, Matt, Adam, and Sean.
So, it's not Sean, it's just Adam and Matt. We're here to talk about Movie Club, Unbreakable, and Split. Now, why, Adam, did we include Split and Unbreakable together?
We decided to do both of these because Split recently came out on DVD and across digital formats, and I hadn't I had wanted to see it when I was in theaters. When unfortunately didn't get around to it, and it was finally okay for people to come out and say, "Hey, it connects to Unbreakable," which is another M. Night Shyamalan movie, and he's going to do a crossover movie between the two, and it's going to bring back James McAvoy, I'm assuming the main girl from Split, Samuel L. Jackson, and Bruce Willis from Unbreakable.
Yes.
So I want to see Split, never saw it, and I had never seen Unbreakable. So I was somewhere, and I enjoyed both. My preference of the two, if I had to choose between the two, I liked Split more. Which one did you prefer?
Unbreakable, man. I'm a big fan of Unbreakable. I hadn't seen it for a long time, since way back when it first came out, but I really liked Unbreakable. So in the serendipitous moment of the year, one of our friends told me to watch Split because I hadn't seen it yet. Just like you, I wanted to see it in theaters, but never got around to it. But he suggested that I watch it soon. He's like, there's a twist in it that connects it to another movie. I'm not going to tell you what. And I didn't even have no idea. So I watched it, and then come to the end of the movie, and they connect it to Unbreakable, and I was like, holy shit. And the next day, all the stuff started coming out about how they're making Glass, the movie that's going to be the sequel to the third movie in these movies. So and I liked Unbreakable better.
That was perfect timing.
It really was. It's crazy.
I did. Right?
I think. Yeah. But it was. I liked both movies. I just preferred Unbreakable. I just liked the. I don't know. It Split didn't have the comic book vibe that Unbreakable did.
Yeah, I guess so. I had no idea that Unbreakable had that comic book element. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I figured you would enjoy that. I just thought it was cool. Samuel Jackson's character is so cool, and the way that M. Night Shyamalan, is that how you say his name? M. Night Shyamalan, Ding Dong. The way that he in Unbreakable puts these two characters next to each other, and they're literally opposites of one another. They're both extraordinary humans for two different reasons. And I don't know, the whole movie is contrast. What?
Samuel Jackson's just an extraordinary asshole.
A very extraordinary asshole. That twist at the end, I totally forgot about that. Totally forgot about it.
I did not see that coming. So, this is a spoiler cast, and this movie came out, in 2000?
Yeah. So this it's going to be, just so you know, these movie clubs are spoilers. We're expecting that you watched the movie. So when Samuel Jackson came out, and he was the one that did all the disasters, blowing up trains and fire and shit. Jesus, man. That shit was very intense.
I didn't see that coming at all. And I should have, because it's a Shyamalan movie. That's his thing, the twists.
Yeah.
But crazy. And I thought the movie, you know what's great about that movie? It's an hour and 45 minutes long.
Yeah.
Fuck perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect amount. An hour and 45, 2 hours. Beautiful.
Yep.
That's a perfect amount of time for a movie.
Schwartz watched it with me, and he made the same comment. He's like, how long is it? And I said, it's an hour and 45 minutes. He goes, perfect.
Right. It's not a marathon. I don't have to clear my goddamn schedule to watch a movie.
Yeah.
And the movie moved along, the movie wasn't action-packed, but the pace to it and the suspense, and, you really want to find out more and more about this character of Bruce Willis, is that he is some type of he is more than just a human.
Yeah.
and he's been that way his whole life, and he had no idea until this insanely catastrophic event happened. And he would have never known. He probably would have never known if that didn't happen to him.
Yeah, no. It was. I like that a lot. In Split, you get the opposite. I mean, this guy right from the beginning kind of. I mean, he personally probably knows what he is, but the doctor, his like therapist or whatever, is like figuring it out as she goes. You know.
Yeah.
And he knows. I mean, really right from the beginning, something's up with like his split personalities, and then
they definitely know they're more than human, and at the end they confirm it. Like with Dennis, Patricia.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Patricia. What's the kid's name? Shit.
Hedwig.
Yeah, Hedwig, and then you got like the Beast.
They basically confirmed that the Beast is real, and what this therapist has been theorizing the entire time, where Kevin, James McAvoy, can change his body chemistry according to these personalities, and it just so happens that one of these personalities is a beast with rhino hide skin and incredible strength, and he eats humans.
Yes.
I didn't see that coming in that movie.
Nope.
What's even crazier about Split is like James McAvoy was amazing in that movie, first and foremost.
Yes.
They didn't even hit all of his personalities.
No, yeah, and he does such a good job. They were so different from one another. They weren't just like, oh, that person, it could have been this character or this character. You knew who he was just by his voice. Like, just by how he acted and how he carried himself, what he dressed like, and that's more wardrobe, but still, how he carried himself, how he talked, what his mannerisms were, all that. You knew right away.
Absolutely.
So, it was amazing.
You know what? I'm assuming, was it Anthony that told you to watch it?
Yeah.
He had told me he had told me the same thing because he loved it, and he said that for some reason he watches everything with closed captions. I have no idea why.
Yeah, he told me to watch it with closed captions, and I watched some of it with closed captions.
But you know what? And a credit to James McAvoy's acting, I didn't need it. I didn't need him. I could tell when he was changing characters because of his mannerisms, his voice, like everything you just said. He was really fantastic in that movie.
Yeah, I didn't need it. I definitely, after watching it with some of it with subtitles, I didn't watch the whole thing. I didn't need it, and you're right. Like, credit to James McAvoy for that being okay, like not being crazy, like not knowing what the hell's going on. So, yeah, it was really good. He did an extraordinary job acting in it. I just preferred Unbreakable. There's just something about that, like that was like such a classic. Like it had like a good like look to it. I liked how it was colored. It's an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so they all kind of look the same and kind of feel the same. But I like that. It's like I don't know. I mean, and also Split was very simple. Like a few.
Both movies were very simple.
A few scenes, like nothing crazy. Like I don't know, like you don't really need to show much to like. I mean, with Unbreakable, the train crash, you don't need to show a train crash in order to get a train crash across. You know.
Yeah, just the way it's shot, and the acting and the colors and everything really builds that suspense and that feeling that, oh my god, shit went down. It was an insane train crash and everyone except this dude died.
Yeah, and I just like how they have the parallels between comic books and real life. There's a bunch of good monologues. Like I think most of them that Samuel Jackson gives, where he talks about like when he's describing some of the art in his gallery, which I don't know about you, Adam, but that looks like the ideal place for us to be working.
I think it does. Yeah, you think Mr. Glass is hiring?
I don't know, but we should honestly open up a place called Limited Edition and just sell our comic books and posters and just like buy and sell. That's it. I think we found a good business.
I'll sell mine to you. You sell yours to me.
That's perfect. Perfect. We found there's a loophole.
It's funny that you mentioned that about Samuel Jackson's monologues, and I was actually thinking of one where he said that like he thought about himself his whole life and how he has disease where his bones are like glass, and he read comic books so much as a kid, and he's like a character, he's like a comic book character. So why isn't there someone that's the opposite, at the opposite end of the spectrum, that's indestructible?
Yep.
Why is it that crazy for someone to be like him and someone to be like Bruce Willis's character? And if you think about it in those terms, maybe it's not that crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, and then like when you start learning about Bruce Willis's abilities, you kind of start putting the pieces together. Okay, he was a star athlete. You get it. Like, he's a superhero. Obviously, he'd be good at football. Then you kind of like you start putting the pieces together, and you're like, well, so how was he hurt in that accident? And then you come to realize, okay, he was faking the injury so he could be with his wife. Like, he wanted to stay, that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool and like also heartbreaking at the same time. Like,
yeah, he could have been.
He could have been something like great, and like you can tell, like he has that regret on his, like he wears the regret on his sleeve, like the entire movie.
It was giving you, when you first see him, he's got marital problems, and then it's probably what's weighing on him the entire time. It's probably been weighing on him his whole life, working at a football stadium as security.
Yeah, and there's, I mean, that it's very deep, like like changing for somebody, but then you're not happy, and it affects you in the long run, and. Yeah, just like that, and then finally he has purpose again, right? He's a superhero.
Yeah.
He saved those two kids, who that fucking psycho who just like showed up at that dude's house and just killed him. I like your house. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And that's just fucking crazy. So yeah, and I love that they're coming out with Glass. Glass is the third movie. Just so.
What do you know what it's about?
I don't know. I don't think they've announced really anything about the story, but. Samuel Jackson is on board as Elijah Price.
Oh,
so we know Glass is going to be in the next one. So right now, the cast, and none of it says rumored either on IMDb, so I'm taking this as fact, not hashtag.
No, M. Night Shyamalan tweeted that Samuel Jackson, Willis, McAvoy, and the girl from Split would be back.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy is her name.
She was also really good in that movie.
Yeah, did you ever see The Witch?
No, I'm not, and I'm not going to see it ever.
Okay. Well, she's very good in The Witch. I like that movie a lot. I thought it was different. That is more horror than thriller, though. So, just a heads up. I figured you probably wouldn't be watching it, but I give it a try. But yeah, so it's confirmed, and so Glass is coming out 2019. They're saying. Yeah, I can't wait for it now. I mean, it's kind of like rejuvenate. And honestly, I think it rejuvenates his career. I know he's been getting a lot of bad. He's been getting bad rap. M. Night. He's been getting a lot of bad press.
Basically, since Signs in the Village, like Signs is an awesome movie.
Yeah, Signs is great.
Every once in a while, I get like this random feeling, like, hey, let's watch Signs.
It's Signs.
I mean, that was good.
And like obviously,
the Village is pretty good. But then after that, he just put out like a bunch of stinkers that people didn't like at all.
Yeah, not great. Split
came out and then like this exactly it rejuvenated him a bit.
I mean, how about like probably the movie that is like the standard for don't spoil movies for me is The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Like that's like the original spoiler. That's the original spoiler alert. Is like when someone says don't spoil a movie for me, or like when you think of spoilers, you immediately think of, like, should I spoil it? Bruce Willis has been dead the whole time. Like, like that's like the classic like spoiler. So, yeah. So he's back. M. Night Shyamalan is back.
And I'm excited about it.
I am too. I'm excited for Glass. So that's it for our. Yeah, you want to say anything else? You want to add anything?
No, I just wanted to say, I hope everyone is enjoying our movie club and our choices. Next week's homework is Kubo and the Two Strings, is stop motion animated movie on Netflix. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I know Matt is. I know Sean is. Also, give us a call, tweet at us if you have any suggestions. We make them up. We decide what movie we want to do for homework a day or two before we do the podcast. So if you have an idea and you think it's a movie that we like and you want us to watch, leave us a voicemail, tweet at us, and we'll watch it.
All All of our contact information is in the show notes, but the phone number is 401-285-8120, and our Twitter account is @MakeMoviesGreat. So hit us up there. Give us ideas for the next movie club, or give us your commentary on one of the previous movie clubs. So, we like people to get involved with these. So as we go, we get people watching them and then calling in, and we can play your voicemails here on the wrap up of these movies. So this was a special edition. We did 2, but usually it'll just be 1 movie. And next time we'll have Sean with us. So
Awesome.
So that's it for Movie Club. Adam, thanks. Thanks everybody for listening. Check us out in the show notes. All of our links and Twitter accounts and all that stuff is there. So until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.